are you guys doing? Let me move this back a little bit. How are y'all doing? Happy, I think it's Thursday today. So I'm going to read to you from Mr. Lemoncello's library. I'm going to read chapter 24. Hey, said Miguel, holding the tiny square of paper behind his back. Yo, said Kyle, what's up? Nothing, just, working the puzzle. Yeah, us too. Okay, later. Both boys thumped their fists on their chests like baseball players do. Miguel turned and ran for a staircase winding up to the second floor. Come on, you guys, said Kyle as he took off running for a different set of steps. When Kyle, Akimi, and Sierra made it up to the balcony, they watched Miguel run up to the third floor. As soon as he disappeared into a room up there, Kyle unrolled the game sketch. Look at the drawing, then look down at the floor, said Kyle. They're the same, said Sierra. Exactly, a circular room with a round desk at the center of that circle. Awesome, said Akimi, and there are 10 doors ringed around the balcony up here on the second floor, just like on the game board. Kyle tapped the rendering of the spinner in the right-hand corner of the game plans. See how the spinner is divided into 10 different colored sections numbered 0 to 9? It looks like the Wonder Dome, said Akimi, when it's not doing its kaleidoscope thing or running a video that makes you think the building is hang gliding across Alaska, which totally makes me airsick. Well, in the game, you have to go into all 10 Dewey Decimal book rooms and answer a trivia question about a book. If you answer correctly, you slip a book into your bookshelf and move on to another part of the library. When you have 10 books, one from each room, it's basically a race to see who can exit the library first. Okay, said Akimi, sounding pumped. This is good. This is major. Except one thing's missing, said Kyle. What? Asked Sierra. Mr. Lemoncello always works a clever backdoor shortcut into his games. For instance, in Family Frenzy, you can use the coal chute to slide into a millionaire's mansion at the end, said Akimi. Exactly. And in that castle game, Charles snuck out through the sewers. Anyway, when my brother Curtis beat me at Bibliomania... You lost? Akimi acted surprised. It happens occasionally, but only because Curtis used this shortcut. Kyle tapped a black square on the game diagram. It took him straight out to the street. He beat me by one spin on the spinner. I don't see any black squares in the floor of our rotunda, said Akimi. Maybe, said Sierra, for this new game, Mr. Lemoncello put the secret square someplace beside the main room. Kyle nodded. And maybe to win this new game, we need to play the old one. You're a genius, said Akimi. No, my brother Curtis is the genius. I just like to play games. So, do libraries even have board games? Sure, said Sierra. The library in my dad's town has them. Which department? Asked Akimi, pulling out her floor plan. Young adult. Akimi tapped her map. Third floor, stairs over there. Let's go, said Kyle. But before they could take off, they heard Mr. Lemoncello's voice echoing in the rotunda. Are you ready for your extreme challenge, Bridget? Kyle and his teammates peered over the ledge of the balcony. Bridget Wadge was alone in front of the librarian's desk, staring up at the ceiling. Yes, sir, she said. Are you sure? Mr. Lemoncello's voice boomed out of the hidden speakers. You still have 22 hours to find the exit. I want to go for it now, sir. Get a jump on everybody else. Very well. Dr. Zinchenko, reset the statues. The 10 holographic statues in their recessed nooks flickered off, leaving blank and empty spaces. This extreme challenge is based on the classic Game of Authors card game, said Mr. Lemoncello. Here are the authors in your deck. Magically, new holographic statues appeared as Mr. Lemoncello rattled off the author's name. Charles Dickens, Raymond Chandler, Edgar Allan Poe, Agatha Christie, Patricia Highsmith, Mario Puzo, Frederick Forsyth, John Le Carre, Dashiell Hammett, and Fyodor Dostoevsky. I think I said that right. He wrote Crime and Punishment, said Bridget excitedly. Indeed, he did. In fact, said Bridget, all those authors wrote crime novels. Correct again. However, that's the easy part. Dr. Z? How do we make this author's game ridiculously difficult enough to qualify as an extreme challenge? Simple, the librarian's voice echoed under the dome. You will have 2 minutes, Bridget, to name 4 books written by each of our authors. Kyle gulped. That's impossible, he whispered. Not really, said Sierra. She was about to start rattling off titles when Mr. Lemoncello said, Go! The sound of a ticking clock reverberated around the room. Okay, said Bridget down on the main floor. Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express, 10 Little Indians, Death on the Nile, The Mousetrap. Somewhere a bell dinged, and the British lady in the sensible shoes disappeared. Poe, The Murder in the Rue Morgue, The Mask of the Red Death, The Purloined Letter, and The Cask of Amontillado. Another ding, another statue vanished. Bridget kept going. Man, whispered Kyle, what grade is she in? College? 7th, said Akemi, just like us. Bridget Wadge kept tearing through the authors. The bell kept dinging, but the clock kept ticking too. 10 seconds, said Mr. Lemoncello. Bridget had saved the worst for last. Fyodor Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment, the one about the brothers, and then she stalled. She'd run out of gas. A buzzer sounded. I'm sorry, Bridget, said Dr. Zinchenko, but as we advised you, the extreme challenges are extremely difficult. You will be going home with lovely parting gifts. Kindly hand your library card to Clarence, and thank you for playing Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's library. That settles it, said Kyle. I am never, ever asking for one of those extreme challenge dealios. Me neither, said Akemi. I might, said Sierra. Maybe. And then she showed Kyle and Akemi the rumpled sheet of paper where she had written down 5 book titles for all 10 authors. And that is the end of chapter 24.